IPF is an independent think tank that works around public finance management for policy and action. So we do this through research, capacity strengthening, and advocacy. Citizens have limited understanding on some of the programs that are happening at the county level. And on the other hand, counties rarely understand some of the priorities that directly affect the citizens at the grassroots level. As part of our work, we have been engaging citizens during key budget moments, training them how the budget is formulated, approved, implemented, and also how the audit stage happens. Then secondly, we have also equipped our COPs with skills to analyze budget documents, read and understand, and also comprehend, because you cannot participate if you don't understand probably the actual contents of that particular budget document. IPF has been giving technical assistance to communities of practice to develop written submissions to the county governments, recommending policy changes, especially around on-source revenue collection, on how counties can improve the actual collection. The other thing that we have been advocating through this written submission as part of technical support is how best they can communicate their their priorities in a written form, providing justification on why they need a project A, not a project B. Then lastly, we have also seen county governments inviting these communities of practice to give their feedback during key budget moments. During the implementation period, we have trained over 70 communities of practice. And the actual model that we have is we normally use a trainers of trainers model, whereby each person comes from a particular group. Each person now trains again X number of people depending on the size of the group. So we took them through a thorough training through a module that we have developed as IPF, which entails training on the budget making process and opportunities for public participation. So under the formulation stage, we highlighted the key documents involved, from the budget circular, the annual development plan, the sector working groups, the county fiscal strategy paper, the program-based budget. We also looked at the finance bill and also the appropriation bill. Through these documents, we train them on how best to analyze these documents and how they speak to each other, and how to identify gaps to equip them with skills in analyzing these budget documents. According to the Office of the Auditor General, most of these counties we are getting adverse. We have seen them get qualified opinion, though we aim getting now unqualified maybe in the next phase of our work. But this has been done through citizens being more empowered and being able to hold their leaders accountable in terms of the implementation of their budgets. Much more needs to be done, because from the look of things, initially we envisioned working with these COPs, but now maybe broadening the scope, working with the county assemblies, especially the committees, the park committees, the public appropriation committees, just to ensure that this budget, these audit opinions are thoroughly investigated, and some of these audit queries do not recur on year-to-year basis. So last year, IPF did a baseline study in 11 counties, looking at people's perception on public participation and service delivery. So Makueni was among the counties that stood out in terms of the quality of public participation that is being done and the kind of feedback that they're getting from the county government. So this is something, again, which we are proud about, that the quality of public participation is improving in these counties. At the national level, we are experiencing delays in disbursement of funds, especially to the county governments. Looking at a trend analysis of the last maybe 3 or 4 financial years, counties have been getting more than 35% in the last quarter of each financial year. So this one leaves them with cash crisis, especially for the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter, which has largely affected service delivery in these counties. So to curb this, we have been advocating for increased on-source revenue collection, domestic resource mobilization at the county level. And this has improved over years. Looking at a county like Nairobi, in the current financial year, they are collecting 11 billion, which in like 3 or 4 years ago, it was around 8 billion. Looking at counties like Makueni is also improving in terms of on-source revenue. The same is happening in Kwale and also Kakamega. So we attribute this to the good work that community members have been developing written submissions to the county governments, so speaking about on-source revenue in the counties and ways in which they can increase their overall collection. At the county level, because now development is what links to government with citizens. That is where now the priorities that we've been speaking about directly link. When you talk about recurrent expenditure, it has very little with, to do with what the community feel at the grassroots level. So the development vote has been low across the counties. This is a lesson learned. Looking at the Office of the Controller of Budget, the actual development absorption over years has been going down, and this we attribute to the delays in disbursement. Then two, counties have been widening their recurrent expenditure over time. We have seen overall, actually, this one cuts across all the 47 counties. Personnel enrollment has surpassed the 35%, which is the minimum threshold in the PFM guidelines. Looking at the development vote, yes, they have tried in allocating 30%, but looking at the actual spend, when you compare the allocation vis-a-vis the actual spending, they have not been achieving that 30% in terms of implementation of the budget. So what we are doing as an organization, probably now solving the problem that we have experiencing, is sensitizing citizens on how to link the budget, especially the revenue and the expenditure. Number two, we are also encouraging county governments to come up with more innovative ways to implement their budgets. Whether it's a PPP program, looking for development partners to support their development work, or even linking their on-source revenue maybe to some of the development work, because this one will give now citizens more, will build trust, especially from citizens, because they'll see some of the good work that the actual collections are doing to the counties. Through our work, we are cognizant of some of the gaps that exist. We understand, we have learned lessons. We have also identified some of the gaps that exist in our implementation of the project. And this calls for strategic partnerships with development partners just to solve this particular problem. The other challenge that we have experienced is supplementary budgets keep on coming, which again repurpose now some of the strategic priorities that the communities had, and they redirect the money to different channels. The other thing that we have learned, and we have also done it at organizational level, is leveraging on technology on public participation. Now AI is a big thing, artificial intelligence. We have been trying to come up with more innovative ways. For instance, we had the Sauti Bajeti platform, which gives real-time feedback, and we now have an application actually which is currently under development to give citizens views, to give citizens a platform to hear their views, their priorities, and also vote for them. Then integrate this with artificial intelligence for it to summarize. Maybe if you have 1,000 people who participated in the budget making process, maybe or in any public participation forum, to give their views and their views to count from wherever they are participating from. So this calls for more strategic partnerships, and especially running these platforms, and also widening the scope.